Connor, we're here again. I think it was 18 months ago I came down. You had a plan.
Yeah.
I think it was the Sept. I think it was the February, just before lockdown happened. You were going to go in the championships.
Yeah.
See how far you could go in there, and then I think you almost had a date. I think it was going to be in May, maybe June, that you were going to make your debut.
Yeah.
And obviously COVID hit, and now we are 18 months on, and we have got a date. Is it September the 11th?
Yeah, Saturday, September 11th.
At Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton Arena, I think.
Bolton venue really is one of my favourite places to go because I get to see all the action happening and do my job at the same time. It's brilliant. But I just rewatched the video that we did, and it's quite funny because I remember asking you about your amateur career, and you were laughing because I said, well, how did it go? He said, well, you didn't start too well because you said you lost your first 15.
Yeah, it was a good start because I think it was just so much. Everyone matures at different ages, don't they? And I think it was one of them things with me. It took me a bit of time to just, start maturing a bit more, start getting a bit of power behind my punches.
But wasn't the reason why you started boxing? Were you carrying a little bit of weight or something?
I was quite a chubby kid. So initially that's why I've always had an interest in boxing, when I was about 10, 11. So I thought, why not give it a shot? And I almost didn't start boxing because I said skipping was the main reason why I didn't want to do it, because I said oh, that's a girl's thing. You know what I mean? Don't want to skip, that's for girls. And anyway, I ended up getting pushed into it a bit by my mum. And then ever since then, lost the weight when I was about 13, 14. And then I've just went on from there.
Because you say you've been boxing a long time. What, you're 23 now, are you?
23, 24, and I think I've been boxing about 14 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
So and how many fights did that accumulate altogether?
I think it was 44, 45.
44. But I remember in that interview we did, I asked you, and I think you'd won 8 of your last 10.
Yeah.
So it had changed, hadn't it?
Yeah. Just like I said, everyone matures at different ages, and I think just as I started it in maybe 17, 18, I was starting to come into my own a bit more then. Because there's lads that when they're 12, 13, you have massive growth spurts, you go up by about 3 or 4 inches, they naturally be more stronger. It was just one of them things for me, you know what I mean?
But you have a style that's very conducive to the pro game. I remember watching that. It was all a little bit of, I think it was more tech sparring than anything, but you had a young lad down here who's one of our fighters, Luke Evans. I think he fights the night after you. And he's 10-0 as a pro. And you're moving around with Luke, and obviously your stablemate, hopefully he's going to sort his licence out in Ben Low. But you're an aggressive little sod, and you've got a great engine on you.
Yeah, I like to move forward. I like to be the one that's making fights. I like to box as well every now and again. You know what I mean? When my lungs are bust out, But yeah, I can do a bit of both, and I just like making exciting fights happen.
Yeah, well, people are paying for entertainment, and I think your style could suit that, and I think you could be a real crowd pleaser.
I hope so. I hope people like it.
What are your aspirations? Because, like you say, you started doing well in your amateur career towards the end, but I presume you didn't really win too much outside of winning fights, if you know what I mean.
I didn't really get the chance to go into the championships much. Martin held me back a bit because, I don't know, he had a sort of plan for me when I was about 16, like a 6-year plan, what he was going to do with me, and obviously in that plan it wasn't me throwing me into the championships every season. He didn't think it was necessary for me to go through all that, so I've only been in the championships like the year before COVID happened, and then I was going to go into the championships again, but obviously because COVID happened I couldn't do it. I didn't have much in terms of awards in my amateur career, but I was busy. I was always in the gym. I've never really had a prolonged period off boxing.
Well,
the entire
do you
career.
work in this gym doing PTs and everything?
I do personal training, yeah. It's only a part-time thing at the moment because I think, as you know, and as everyone probably knows, boxing is something, if you want to do it properly, it'll take over your life. It's a full-time job in itself. So it's something that I've fully committed myself to.
That's good, because I mean you can get sidetracked and life can get in the way of boxing. Yeah. But at 24, you know, it's perhaps a perfect age to go over.
I wish, like I said, with COVID happening, it's dragged everything back maybe a year or two. But I would have liked to start a bit younger, 22. That would have been a good age for me.
Yeah, well, everyone's got the same thing. You can all knock a year off your age anyway because of COVID. But what I quite like is Martin, you know, your coach. He's been your coach all the way through, and it's nice for him to be able to follow you into the pro game. Yeah. But he's old school, isn't he?
Yeah.
He fights for himself.
Yeah.
And he has traditional ideas. Everything he does, he's boxing Pacific. And yet we run a weight training place here, but weight's not a big part of your game. If it's boxing Pacific, it's boxing Pacific, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm more based. I love running. That's like I used to hate it when I was a kid because I was chubby. I was dead lazy and I had no energy. Once I started hitting about 15, 16, I started really enjoying it, and I run all the time now. I do 25, 30 mile a week. I run every day. We're doing sprint work tomorrow up.
Hence why you've got such a good engine.
Yeah, I can do. That's 100% why I can go and keep the pressure on for as long as I can. Because
are you excited?
Yeah, 100%. I'm just, you know, ready to get it started now.
Well, we've not got long now. What is it? Is it going to be 3 weeks on Saturday? Is it?
3 weeks on Saturday. Yeah.
Does that sound real?
Yeah. Well, when I got my shorts yesterday, you know, for my finger, for my bout. And
where'd you get them from? Is it Susie?
I got them from somewhere in Thailand called Boxer World.
Alright.
Really good. They got really good reviews on them. So I got them, and the top, everything's great on them. They're not too flashy. Got a bit of pink on them. But yeah, that's when it started getting.
There's a lot of pink in here because we're in the ladies' team. It smells lovely in here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Toilets don't always smell too nice, but we're being spoiled in it. It's very moody. But no, like I say, I from what I've seen and what I've heard, I'm looking forward to your debut, mate. It's I think you could put a few smiles on a few people's faces, and I think one of them might be mine.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can just, you know, entertain people, do as well as I can, and I'm going to put 100% effort in everything that I do with boxing. What
would you like to achieve if I spoke to you in 10 years' time and your career was over, and you know, and you sat in a nice chair having a drink? What would you like to achieve?
If I could get to a British title level, for myself, I'd be buzzing with that.
And what weight are you going to be fighting at? Featherweight, is it?
It's super feather at the moment, but that is what I'm aiming to get down to gradually. Yeah. You know, just do
well,
all the time.
different weightings are different, aren't they?
59 kilo is what we're aiming at for this particular fight, but we're going to get down as the fights progress to 57.
Well, listen, that journey starts on September 11th.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm generally looking forward to it. In fact, I'm really excited because, you know, we've just missed it for such a long time.
I know, yeah.
And we're coming back with a bang because
got a massive flurry of them now.
Well, that's the second show, and the second one of 6 in the month of September. So hopefully I'll be chatting to all the VIP fighters. But there's quite a few, as you are, making their debuts. Yeah. And I should be saying 1-0.
Yeah, definitely.
Connor, you take care, mate. I'll see you on the 11th. Oh, and the bell rings. Say bye to the bell. See you later, mate.
See you later.